Sometimes we come across people and projects that are not as business orientated as they are fun and inspirational. We're in South Africa at the base of Cape Town's famous Table Mountain. This is where we are introduced to African Brothers Football Academy.
Hi, I'm Craig Hepburn.
Well, I've been in football for over 40 years now, and football has always inspired me, and it was during apartheid, it was really sad having to experience playing in sort of white-only leagues and that, and then I broke through and played for Pirates. And also going over to Scotland, I was very fortunate to go over to Scotland in 1981 on a football trial with Dundee United. And it was quite interesting arriving at Schiphol Airport and for the first time seeing white people cleaning windows and white people emptying the dustbins, and that was where the reality of what this country, what was actually happening in South Africa struck me. Yeah? And I was looking at how I would be, thinking how I would be if I was an African person during apartheid, and how I would be responding back to this new alleged freedom and that, without education, without so on. So that's why African Brothers was born, and what we wanted to do was take people from the communities and coach them how to coach, so that they could have an impact in the community on a football change, or on basically a social change.
The African Brothers Football Academy vision is to build and facilitate international standard football academies throughout South Africa, starting with the flagship academy in Gardens, Cape Town. We are setting out to achieve three main objectives. Our primary goal is to create a training infrastructure designed to meet international football standards in South Africa, which is safe and accessible for locals and internationals.
These are what the conditions look like in the township in Hout Bay. And they're still like that. And it's shocking that a country that's hosting the 2010 World Cup, and there's a field that's 10 minutes from the stadium, and kids have to endure this. How is this boy ever going to ever realize his dreams playing for Bafana Bafana with conditions like this? It's impossible. We lose a lot of kids from football because of the conditions. And South African football is played in a circle. African kids play in a circle. They hold the ball up. It's all the kids who can do the fancy tricks and everything. There's no two-touch passing because you can't pass here.
Equally important is the objective of addressing socio-economic challenges, primarily by creating jobs and economic opportunities. Social issues are addressed using football as an alternative activity and skilled discipline for young people, otherwise succumbing to substance abuse and criminal activity. The third objective is to ensure that African Brothers Football Academy is a sustainable business model. The flagship academy is to be operated as a commercial club, which can be used by institutions and private individuals alike. Membership fees cover basic running costs, with additional revenue streams via advertising, sponsorship and development funding.
Craig Hepburn and his African brothers are shaping a business model for their dream of having quality football facilities all across Africa. Craig sought advice on a business game plan from Bid Network, an organization that supports entrepreneurs in the initial stages of their business development.
He came to us in 2006, and Craig was not very knowledgeable on the finance, and we linked him up to a coach, which was actually an expert in running football clubs in the Netherlands profitably. So that was a good match, and this coach helped Craig to fine-tune his business model in a way that he can run sustainably in the end.
Bid Network helped African Brothers with their practical startup. How else do they assist?
Bid Network is an online platform, bidnetwork.org, where the entrepreneur can make himself visible to investors. That's one, and we help him or her as good as we can to make them ready for investors. So what they show, that it is appealing to investors, that the information is consistent, concise, that they show figures that make sense. And if we can, we try also to link them up with suppliers if they need specific inputs or connections with buyers. That's also what we do.
This is where it's all going to happen.
We've identified a venue with all the existing grounds and facilities to develop a world-class football academy. The derelict fields, courts and facilities can be upgraded and developed. This is the African Brothers Football Academy vision. The lead up to the 2010 FIFA World Cup is the perfect time to realize the vision of establishing an academy based on international standards and training practices. By creating this infrastructure, football coaches, referees and players in South Africa can fulfill their dreams and ambitions.
This is the 7-a-side and kicking wall area. This kicking wall concept is internationally recognized to develop the basic skills of the game: heading the ball, passing the ball, controlling the ball, and developing accuracy. What's great about this is that players can come down and practice on their own. This is the 5-a-side venue, which will host a variety of leagues ranging from corporate, social, street children, and schools. What is important about the 5-a-side game is that players will naturally learn how to pass and move and have fun.
In addition to the physical media opportunities, African Brothers Football Academy also exists as a strong virtual presence, creating a digital platform for the international football community. Now is the opportunity to be involved in African Brothers Football Academy. This will give major exposure to sponsors and brands via the media and through the academies in the heart of the communities. Beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful game. Come and play with us.